The movie Chicago Heights was screened at the Gene Siskel Film Center last week. Viewers commented how much they know about the real Chicago Heights.
Never been there. I've driven by Lincoln Highway, but never been to Chicago Heights.
Not at all, no.
I read the article in The Reader before coming here, and it mentioned that it's a low-income, disadvantaged community.
I didn't know much about Chicago Heights until we started shooting. But once we launched this project, we tried to visit there and then try to feel and try to find out what kind of a neighbor it is. And then we did a lot of test shooting with the different cameras to find out what kind of a visual will be possible.
I've been through the area many, many times, and of course a lot of people go through on Lincoln Highway, as I have. And there is that stretch of Lincoln Highway that's very, very desolate, and a lot of people who lost their sense of identity, a very depressed section of the city. But if you drive in a little bit, there's some really beautiful mansions and places where I'd be honored to live.
Well, probably not a place I want to grow up in. But I mean, I don't know, there's a gentleman in the audience from Chicago Heights, so they show that that wasn't the whole town. But I think if they weren't there, probably wouldn't think much of it.
I mean, it's obviously a very bleak picture, and I think that it's very interesting. I mean, the film is, I think, very realist.
But the Chicago Heights that we depict in this film is only a very small part of the authentic Chicago Heights.
As director said, Chicago Heights is like a status of mind. It's not really place, but we shoot a lot of nice scenes in Chicago Heights in terms of the Lincoln Highway, and then we shot a lot of transitional shots around that area. So yeah, we realized there are very beautiful places in Chicago Heights.
I'd probably stop by, just drive through. I mean, I go to Northern, so I drive by Lincoln Highway anyways. So yeah, I'd probably stop by.
I would, actually. I'm thinking of going there only because I've never been, and I feel that as a resident of Illinois, I would like to know more of the communities. So I'd like to venture there.
It's not a film that sort of offers you a point of entry into that world. I think it's a film that in certain ways keeps you very far apart from the characters and their inner beings, and so it's not like you really feel like, oh, I could totally go and I would know what to do and what to say and where to go. It would be very strange.